Good morning, folks. Oh, hold on. Do I have my sound on? There we go. You guys ready to go to Panama? I think it's a good option on this snowy day, apparently. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. You guys feel free to interrupt as we go. I'm hoping this is going to be kind of fun. I just made this up. I don't want you to you don't need to learn the birds that we see, but I would like you guys to do a field notebook entry. Okay, and so I think what I'll do, because I had you guys, I talked to you guys a little bit about doing a field book entry for our last trip to Ithaca. So I will put in instructions on Canvas for you about what to include in your field book entry for the Ithaca trip, and then also um, uh, for this Panama trip. Okay, and then you guys can just upload a picture of your entry and then get credit for that. So we can do a little bit of points for your field trips. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen. And I will also, the videos I have embedded into the PowerPoint here. And I will put those videos up individually because sometimes, the picture quality and the sound isn't as good as we're doing our group field trip. So I want you to be able to watch some of those and look at some of those a little bit later. Okay. All right. So I'm going to minimize this here. And I'm going to move this up here. All right. So this morning we're going to head to Panama. We're going to Central America, and I'm super excited because, as I said before, being able to get out of our heads for a little bit and head to a tropical location sounds pretty amazing to me. So I decided that that's where we were going to head today because we can. And so what I did is I put a map here of Panama, and you can see Panama City right here. And where we are headed is about a 2-hour drive from Panama City to the Anton Valley. And this is part of a mountain range. And so I'm going to start with just like a short reading to kind of tell you guys a little bit about the area. And I'm going to post, whoops. And I'm going to put the picture so you can see what this particular area of land looks like. Okay, so we're going to be heading to a place called Canopy Lodge that's located in the Cerro Gaital Anton Valley. Okay, so when you arrive at Canopy Lodge, bird calls awaken you. Wisps of fog arise from Cerro Gaital's dense mountain foliage across the stream. Inches from your bedroom window, the cloud forest canopy is riotous with early morning bird life. Fruit, fresh-baked pastry, and hearty coffee or tea in hand, you sit on a veranda surrounded by hummingbirds and tanagers taking their breakfast. Your birding guide leads you along a narrow forest trail beside the stream, past a waterfall, then up into the cloud forest. The sounds and rewarding sight of new birds is constant. At the top, a view across the valley, El Val, opens. Far below, the bustle of an unspoiled Panamanian village beckons. Above the waterfall, the Canopy Adventure offers an unparalleled experience of life in the treetops. With almost too much to do, you are glad to return for lunch on the veranda, to check your field guide and add to your bird list. The Canopy Lodge offers some of the best birding Panama has to offer, and you deserve to experience it at least once in your life. So the Canopy Lodge is located in the Anton Valley. And it is surrounded by scenic, misty mountains traversed by creeks. It has an unhurried pace and very peaceful residents. Okay. There's lots of nature-related things to do in the Anton Valley. You can go on nature hikes. You're going to likely encounter forest mammals, such as the Jeffries tamarins or Hoffman's two-toed sloths, as well as many gaudy tropical birds. And you may want to take the challenge of our zipline adventure. I mean, who wouldn't want to do a zipline, right? Okay. You'll be thrilled by the grandeur of the cloud forest at eye level, or you could relax next to a natural waterfall. Now, the unique thing about this area where Canopy Lodge is located is that it's nestled in the caldera of an enormous ancient volcano. And so you can see that here in this image. Okay. The cloud forest covered jagged peaks create a serene backdrop and an inviting climate that makes it feel like spring all year round. A small river crosses through the property, attracting forest stream birds and gives way to natural swimming pools and ponds just a minute's walk from the open air veranda, looking over the gardens and bird feeders. Spacious rooms with large balconies offer great places to relax and enjoy birds and nature. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a short video of the Canopy Lodge so you can jam out. It's got some good music here. Okay, so here we go. Let's see where we're headed. All right, so that sort of gives you a good idea of where we are and what we're about to embark on our journey. Now, the really cool thing about Canopy, apparently I'll get this right one of these times here. Okay, now the really cool thing about the Canopy Lodge is that they have a variety of different fruit feeders that are set up across this area, and they supply those fruit feeders kind of on 2-hour time periods. And so this, of course, attracts birds then to these feeders. And Cornell Lab of Ornithology has a live feeder cam. And so you can actually watch this live. And so you can type in Panama fruit feeders live bird cam and just take a look at anything that's going on live. There's also really cool night feeders that come to the fruit feeders as well. So there's different possums and things like that. Sometimes these porcupines that come in. And so you guys can check out some of those videos if you like. Today, we're going to be focusing on some of the bird species that are located at these feeders. And so we're going to first start with a shorter video that's going to introduce you to some of the most common species that we see at these feeders. And you'll notice that the names of the different species will show up on the screen here so that you can kind of start to recognize what some of these individuals might look like and what their common names are. We have a rufous motmot. Look at the tail feathers on these guys. Clay-colored thrushes. A gray-cowled wood rail. Look at those long toes. The flame-rumped tanagers, both a male and a female. Thick-billed euphonia. Crimson-backed tanagers. And also that clay-colored thrush is on there too. A blue-gray tanager. The collared aracaries. Dusky-faced tanagers. Gray-headed chachalacas. These are such cool birds. Plus, I like to say the word chachalaca. Palm tanagers, kind of olivey drab color. You can see that blue-gray tanager there in the bottom right. Spot-crowned barbets. A buff-throated saltator. Red-crowned woodpecker. Looks a lot like our red-bellied woodpecker here in North America. Chestnut-headed oripendula. We've seen some pictures of the Montezuma's oripendula's nests. All right. So that kind of just gives you a brief idea of just some of the common species. It doesn't mean that that's all the species that come to these feeders, but you can see the dense foliage in the forest. And you can just imagine, how thick everything is, right? And how many species of birds this particular area supports. Now, later on our field trip here, we're going to see there's actually like over 50 different species that will come to the fruit feeders. And that's not even representative of the number of bird species that are in the tropics, because of course, the animal diversity is much higher in the tropical areas, right? So now we're going to take a look at the male red-legged honey creeper. These are still our thrushes right here. This is that clay-colored thrush. I think that honey creeper is this guy that's coming in here, that smaller bird. And this is our euphonia. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, this is the honey creeper. Look. Red-legged honey creeper. That's got to be him right there. Gosh, he's beautiful, right? I'm not quite sure what this bird is down here on the lower left. Well, there we have our chestnut oropendula. You can see this was recorded in March of this year, March 16th. Look at how he's sitting on his tarsus here. See, he's got his feet down, and then look, he's sitting on his tarsus. I see that a lot in some of the flightless birds, like emus and rheas do that same thing. See if our honey creeper comes back in here. All right. Next one is we're going to look at a single collared aracari. So these guys kind of look a lot like toucans. There he is. Look at how beautiful he is. And that massive bill. This was also recorded this year on the 19th of March. All right, the next one that we're going to look at is called the streaked saltator. And this was just recently recorded, April 4 or April 13th. I think it's this guy right here. Whoops. You can hear a rooster calling in the background there. There's our red-crowned woodpecker. All right, the next one, you're going to get to see these rufous motmots, and pay attention to the tails. They have some additional sort of extended tail feathers that you're going to see. They look like a philo plume, is what I would call those guys. Okay, so this is your motmot over here, and we're going to see one motmot feeding another. See, look at those long plumes. There's our second rufous motmot. Now, I don't know exactly why that bird fed the other bird, but I'm sure that we could come up with a variety of different hypotheses to explain that behavior. I'm not sure if rufous motmots are sexually dimorphic, if the males and females are different. So this could be, nuptial gifts, or I don't know if they're cooperative nesting. I don't know a whole lot about the motmot species, other than they have those awesome philo plumes. Okay. Now, this is our last video, and this is going to show you, this is a little bit longer video clip, about 10 minutes or so. And this is going to show you all the different species that have come to the Panama fruit feeder here at the Canopy Lodge. And so this will give you just an idea of at least the diversity of species that will come into feeders to consume fruit, which is impressive, I think. Several collared aracaris now. It's kind of cool to see them together. I love the tail feathers of the rufous motmots. They're chacalacas. Chachalaca. There's the female up here at the top. Thick-billed euphonias, female and male. Oh, here it is over here. Variable seed eater. The banana kit. Look at that hummer. Long-billed hermit. Rufous-tailed hummingbird. Hummingbirds are so hard to see because they're so fast. Straight-throated hermit. In the hummingbird feeder. Green hermit. Oh gosh, look at his bill. White-vented plumulateer. There's our red-legged honey creeper. Oh, and they showed us a picture of what a female would look like. Green honey creeper. Look at the male's bright blue and the female's bright green. Cocoa wood creeper. Look at that little guy right here. Little house wren. Bay wren. Goodness, he's pretty hidden. They did a zoomed in picture for us. Barred ant shrike. That's this guy over here. Ant shrikes are so cool. Common toady flycatcher. Look at how tiny that guy is right here. Ochre-bellied flycatcher. Another tiny guy. Chestnut-sided warbler. Those guys actually breed in New Hampshire and Vermont. So during the summertime, they would be migrating north. Orange-billed sparrow. Over here. Black striped sparrow down here in the right-hand corner. A white-tipped dove looks a lot like our mourning doves. Ruddy ground dove. That's this guy here and here. Summer tanager. Baltimore oriole. Gosh, too bad we can't see if he doesn't have a leg band on, so he must not be mine. Swainson's thrush. Those guys also breed in the mountains in eastern North America. They like high elevation breeding habitat. Olive striped flycatcher. The prothonotary warbler. These guys also breed in North America, so they would be flying north once the winter's over, because you can see this was taken in February of 2018. Tennessee warbler, also another migrant, down here on the right. Oh, now he's in the center. Mourning warbler. These guys also migrate north. A Canada warbler, similarly. So we have a lot of overwintering migratory birds here. Our yellow warbler. Okay, we go back to. All right, so that's the end of our trip to Panama. Do you guys have any questions? I was going to look. There's a chat there. I hope you guys enjoyed our trip to Panama. Nice background, Ty. That's fantastic. You got your beach going there. Very good. I don't know. Can you guys see each other or no? You can. Oh, okay. I couldn't figure out, because when I do the playback or the recording, you can't actually doesn't seem like you can see each other. So So I hope you guys enjoyed our virtual field trip to Panama. And later on today, I won't be able to post them right away, but later on today, I will put each of those individual videos on there if you'd like to watch some of them again. I'll also post the PowerPoint that I created. The problem with the PowerPoint is those videos are embedded and they're linked to files on my computer, so they won't play. But I'll label all the videos in order and upload a Word document there for you so that you can see the order of videos that I did when you guys are looking at them online. And then I will also create 2 little assignment links to give you more descriptive information about, you know, what you can put in your field notebook. For this trip, I just want you to basically describe, you know, one species and talk about it and talk a little bit about the area based on, you know, what you saw in some of the videos. So that's all you need to do for this particular field entry. For the Ithaca one, I'd like you to do a species list, and then because some of those birds I'd like you to know, because those are North American ones and ones that you'd be likely to encounter. But I thought it would be really fun to do something a little bit different. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great day. At least now you have some visions of tropical weather in your head as opposed to snowy Nebraska. So take care, guys, and I will chat with you guys all again soon.
Not gonna care as much for like the dates and times, like weather wise and stuff like that.
No, you don't need to be specific like we were when we actually did a field trip. That's perfectly fine. I just basically want you to do a little bit of something, you know, to kind of more or less document your field trip and just get a little bit of practice of writing a narrative, basically. But don't worry about dates and times or anything like that, because they're mostly irrelevant, you know. So technically we could be like, well, it happens to be April 16th in snowy Nebraska and we're in tropical Panama. So, you know, but you can have fun with it too. I'm not gonna, like, in terms of grading, it'll just be like credit or no credit, and I'll just give you points for it. I'm not going to scrutinize it, so you can have some fun with your entry too. So if you want to put a drawing in there, that's fine too. You know, whatever you'd like to do. So even talk about what you thought was cool or your favorite or whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be super technical. Does that sound okay, Sam?
Yep, that works.
Cool. Any other questions, guys?
When do you want those to be turned in or sent to you?
Oh, I'll put a due date online. I'll give you at least a week or more. I'm not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna be like this week. So I'll give you guys a whole week to do it. So you have lots of time. And then you can watch them over again if you want. Something to do in the meantime, right? Any other questions, guys? All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to chatting with you guys again next week. Look for some more information this afternoon. I've got a couple meetings between now and basically 2 o'clock, so I may not get some of that stuff up there until about after 2. So just so you have an idea. Okay? All right. I hope you guys have a good day. We'll chat with you all soon.